All right, it's the beginning of the 2024 fig growing season, and the figs are taking off. It's mid-March. They started sprouting the new growth here, which is the green growth. The last year's growth is the darker wood. The new growth started mid-February. We got our early spring this year. The last couple years, the spring has started like mid-March. So we are off to an awesome start. And the weather's been so nice. It's been, mid 80s sometimes, and then gets down to the 60s, and lots of sun. We've gotten a couple of really nice rain showers, and the figs are just loving it. They are taking off. It's going to be one heck of a fig season this year. We got all the pots prepared, filled them up with potting soil, and then put some compost, some fertilizer, just basic 5-5-5 organic fertilizer, and also some bone meal to help with fruit production. Bone meal is commonly used for tomatoes to put out fruit, so I figure why not for figs too. And then we put a nice layer of mulch on top. The real game changer this year, the weather, the start of the warm season weather helps. The fertilizer, the compost, and the mulch helps. But the main game changer that is really going to accelerate our fig, not only growth, but consistency with the figs, is this drip irrigation. Got this drip irrigation here. This is a 1/2-inch tube, and then you can get different fittings. This is a compression fitting, which is you can't undo it, but then this is an easy valve. The compression fittings have just kind of a cleaner finish, so we did compression in some places and then easy valves in others, and you can put these little valves in line. Pretty cool. I can turn off all the figs and then turn back on, and then tee off to a transfer valve. You get a little hole punch specifically for this. You punch a hole, get a transfer valve, and then this is 1/4-inch tubing, and then it goes up to this sprayer that is actually adjustable, which is really cool. So when your fig tree has figs that are ripening, you can tighten up the spray so that you're getting less water, so that you get sweeter figs. And then when during the beginning of this growing season, like right now, you open it up and you try to get as much water as possible. And during the hot summer here in Houston, at least last year, it was 100 degrees for 3 months straight, every single day, no rain. I was out here twice a day watering with this shower head. This shower head does a pretty good job watering, but even twice a day, the water's just running through the bottom. Now what these spray nozzles do is, I'm going to turn it on real quick. Here's the timer. It goes to a filter and then a pressure check valve. And you want the pressure check valve and the filter so that you don't get clogs, and so that your pressure is the same. So when you adjust the nozzles, they come out the same pressure. But what I was saying is, when you water with the water hose and the top of the pot is dry, the water just runs right through, and then it drains your nutrients. It doesn't properly water the fig. And I actually had figs drop and the leaves dropped because I forgot to water one day, or not that I forgot, I didn't water twice, and then that's when I realized I had to water twice a day. I came out and all the leaves were shriveled up and dead, and then a bunch of figs fell off. So with this system, we get this nice little slow trickle. Look at that. Just slowly feeding the plant with water. Okay, and then here when it starts fruiting and the fruits are coming, you turn it down so it gets less water, and then open it back up so that it keeps growing, right? And the main thing is that it's going to keep the watering consistent so that when the figs are ripening, they're not exploding. So in a rainfall, the figs will explode basically that are close to getting ripe. Some varieties, are better than others at it. And, but to prevent that, consistent watering will make sure that they grow at a constant rate and not just grow a whole bunch out of nowhere right towards the end of their fruit life. But, the drip irrigation, baby, it's going to be a heck of a fig season. I another reason it's going to be a heck of a fig season is I discovered, what are they called? Scale on the figs last year. So this year we can go ahead and watch out for them. I don't know if I have any still, but scale are little bitty. It almost looks like a node like that, but it's like a little something. You just kind of peel it off, and I like to get a piece of bark and then wipe it off. But the scale really got them, and I didn't know. I mean, I'm sure I've seen videos that mention it, but you know, I didn't know my figs had it, and they're just so small and hard to find that you know, that's something you got to watch out for growing fig trees. But yeah, we got our name tags going too. The best ones that are taken off this year, really, from either a cutting or a air layer, or the air layers. So what I'm trying to say is the best way to duplicate a fig tree is by far an air layer. So I do the air layers in the fall and then plant them in a 3-gallon pot as soon as they're ready. So they grow a little bit through the fall, a little bit through the winter. And then in the spring, I potted them into these 15-gallon pots. So this fig right here was in a 3-gallon pot last fall, and literally was on a different tree in August, right? Look at this thing, just taking off. I think some of them even had some Brava figs. Oh yeah, some Bravas fell off, but yeah, it's not holding the Bravas, but still, oh, might hold. Look at all that growth. Got some nice branching outwards, like we like. Get the light and airflow. Look at this white Madeira. This thing is taking off. It took a year to get established, but now it's established for sure. So the drip irrigation, back to the drip irrigation. The drip irrigation is really cool if you grew up playing with Legos or Connects, because you know you can basically make and design your system however you want it. And the idea that gave me this idea was making these raised beds. I made these raised beds and I thought I gotta have them on drip irrigation. My neighbor has raised beds on drip, and man, her plants grew so fast, or their plants grew so fast, and so I was like, I have to do that. And during the hot summers, it is a lifesaver. But let me show you the different nozzles and stuff that we have. So this is just one water hose. Luckily you have a water hose. We had a water hose attachment right where we're growing nearby. So I just came down, dug a little trench, and then put the grass back on. And then the other timer goes to these raised beds. So it goes off to here and then off to these. And let me turn it on real quick. Oh, and this is really cool. You turn on the hose, right, or the faucet here, and then I have a hose. I can wash my hands off here, my feet. This is the water hose. So you want to turn the water hose on, boom, there it is. And then on the water hose here, actually, I'm sorry, I'm distracted, but this is really cool. So this is a stainless steel quick disconnect, so I can switch out from this head if I want to spray. You know, if I got to spray off aphids or water in some seeds, you know, I can use that, or I can water with that. Pretty cool. But yeah, let's go ahead and back on track with the drip irrigation. Got this one turned off. We'll go ahead and turn it on. Yeah, I need some water. So here we have a down sprayer that I had a lot of lettuce here and helped keep it cool. It got too hot eventually, but it helped keep a lot of the lettuce cool. And then over here on these figs, check out this one. This nozzle, got our 1/4-inch tubing from the 1/2-inch main line, right? And this spray nozzle here, you can tighten it up. It's actually made for tomatoes, but it's gonna work really good with the figs, and then you can open it up, right? Pretty cool. And then I got a couple of them here. It's our Albique Petite. This is our Italian 258, and then our Smith. Look at that. Oh, let me open these up. One quick thing about this plot right here, for y'all up north, This plastic barrier helped heat up the ground really quick. And these were actually our first trees to sprout. And look how much growth these things have had. Look at that Italian 258. I mean, that's in a month. And we got April, May, June, July, August. I mean, they'll start slowing down a little bit once they put on the fruit. But still, dang, I mean, this is amazing. And I really am a firm believer that that black plastic sticking out helped contribute to the raising the the temperature in there. And then the cool part about it is a lot of my compost, okay, let me say this straight. The cool part is the raised siding holds in the leaves, which makes for the best mulch. This is by far the best mulch that you can use, okay? And I'm gonna tell you why. Because it blocks out the weeds. Now, it doesn't perfectly block out the weeds, but my compost tends to have a lot of weeds, and I'm trying to get control of it. But these leaves prevent that. And I think if you move this, you can see some of the weeds have sprouted, but kind of just died off. It's been on here for a little too long now, but it's not perfect, but there's way less weeds that come up than before. And leaf mulch, what's it called? Decayed leaf is actually a really good compost. But and on top of that, it's free. There was a bag of leaves sitting out in front of my neighbor's house, and we just went and grabbed and laid it out here, sprayed it down with some water, get it kind of settled down, and great mulch. We're trying to use it over here too, but it is coming out. I think I'm going to try putting some bamboo sticks on it, but yeah, it's going to be a heck of a fig season. I want to show you all just the last couple figs over here. We got going in ground. Japanese espalier, this southern brown turkey. It's coming like crazy. I don't have any irrigation on this actually, and the rain has been pretty good, so it's growing like crazy. It suffered not having irrigation last summer. A lot of the figs fell off, but should be good this year, hopefully. That'll be actually the only fig I have to water with the water hose. Sup to you. And then this is a Borgiso Blanca Negra. Look at that, new growth. That's all that green is new growth. I got drip irrigation going to over here, and then on this one, I have what's called a drip line. It's a 1/4 inch line, the smaller hose, with a hole every 6 inches. So it drips water every 6 inches at a slow rate, and then you can spin it, do a little loop around the bottom, and kind of give it like a little circle water area. But yeah, I got a lot of crabgrass I'm trying to eliminate there. But how's it going? 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 And then this is the LSU Taiga. I'm gonna tee off the drip from there and go across there, and then put some more drip line. And this is the drip line right here. There's some black-eyed peas I just planted, but you can see it has a hole there, a hole there. The drip irrigation is going to change the game. Oh yeah, so yeah, I teed it off over here to these pots so our flowers won't die anymore in the hot summer. Got a fig here with our nice little nozzle. It's going to do our work for us. And yeah, the great thing about figs on irrigation is, you're going to set it up for the season and then forget it. You can fertilize again in the summer, but they really don't need it. Figs do pretty well without much fertilizer, but if you fertilize them, they'll do really good. So yeah, it's gonna be a heck of a fig season. This is a peach tree. It has been kind of stunted the last couple years, and now that we got it on the irrigation down here, one of those spray nozzles that's adjustable. I mean, it is just beast in it. Look at all that. I can't wait till this thing is huge and there's just peaches all over it. It's gonna be amazing. This one's struggling a little bit. I don't know what's going on down here, but if anybody knows what that is, what the heck? It's like some kind of wound, maybe. But I don't know. It seems to be growing a lot better now. But yeah, drip irrigation, baby. Early start. It's gonna be a heck of a good season, right, Tia? Right? Right? Thanks for watching.